Welcome back. I'm Erin, the Two Martini Stitcher, here on YouTube and Instagram, and this is my Flosstube channel about cross stitch and sometimes a little bit of knitting and a little bit of life, a little bit of opinions, all kinds of fun stuff. Hope everybody had a great week. It is Wednesday, February 3rd, and it's mid-morning, so it's coffee hour today, not cocktail hour. I'm having my coffee from my Frogworts box from last year from the Black Needle Society. I did post up an unboxing of the very first subscriber box, the January date with my stitching box. Mine took a little detour in Kansas City, but it finally made it. And so that unboxing is on the channel. If you want to see what was in the January date with my stitching box, it was fantastic. I am so excited for all the rest of the boxes. You can still get in on starting a subscription in May, which is the rainbow box, which I'm just incredibly jazzed about. Go check out Black Needle Society. That was an aside I did not mean to have, except that this is literally my favorite mug because it's Hogwarts and Harry Potter and yeah, favorite mug. So it's coffee time today because it is Wednesday morning. Wednesday is asynchronous learning day for my kiddos, and so they, along with their dad, went up to the ski slopes today. The youngest and her dad, my husband, are taking a snowboarding lesson today. She just, they're all skiers. We're all skiers, but she decided that she might want to learn snowboarding, so they are up taking a private snowboard lesson today. Anyhow, which means hopefully less chaos than last week in the house, except for perhaps the dog. All right. So I feel like I have so many things to show. Oh, I should bring them closer to me. I feel like I have so many WIPs to show. It's been a very productive stitchy week because the weekend was really relaxed and chill. And so I got lots of stitching done over the weekend. Stitchopoly has started in Semi-Sane Stitchers, and I don't know what it is about that event. It always pushes me to get lots of stitching done. So we'll jump into it. I don't know that I have anything else interesting that happened this week. Can't think of anything super exciting. We're just plodding along. January is finally over. January, it's always feels like a kind of long, hard month for some reason. I don't know, probably because I live in Seattle and it's gray and rainy. Usually we have spring break to look forward to, but not so much this year. So, all right. So let's just jump in with what I worked on this week. And I'm sure that I will maybe remember some other interesting things I wanted to share with you, because I feel like there are things I wanted to share and now I can't remember what they are. They'll come back to me. Okay. First up is full coverage piece. The full coverage piece I was working on last week was Harry Potter book covers by Fox and Teacup Designs. I only have 2 full coverage projects, this and Farewell to Anger. You like how I say I only have 2 full coverage projects? But I rotate them in and out. So if you're new here, I have 2 full coverage projects. I rotate them on a weekly basis, which one I'm working on. And this week it was Harry Potter book covers. I was using this for Nerdapalooza. I think it was Nerdapalooza and Semi-Sane Stitchers, where we just worked on our kind of nerdy fandom pieces. And this is where I got to last week. So I got quite a bit more of this done here. I'm hoping that on the next rotation, I'll like kind of even everything up down here and I'll be able to take it off the Q-snap and move it up. So hopefully next rotation I'll actually get this all kind of lined up down to here. But that's where I am so far. And I love it. Looks good. Looking good. My goal for this is on my WIP Go board for the year, to finish books 3 and 4. That is book 3 that I'm working on. So, but you know, I got all year. It's fine. All right, so let's see, what else did I work on? When I left you last week, I was going to get started on Made to Create, and I did. So I did start Made to Create, which is the current, this has just the blurred out picture, but I got the kit from Caterpillar Cross Stitch from Sally. So I'm using the full kit fabric, floss, the whole shebang. Part 1 dropped last week on the 25th, and I'm almost done with that whole first part. I have there's a little jigsaw puzzle piece up here that I need to finish up. So I'm kind of waiting to come around my Stitchopoly board to get to the lower count properties, and then I'll use this again, and I will be, so I'm almost done with part 1. And part 2 doesn't come out until the 25th of February. So look at me, I'm going to be staying on top of a stitch along. Very excited. This isn't a huge piece, and as you can see from the fabric, and it's really, I think it's going to be a really easy stitch along to keep up with. So you still have plenty of time. You still have plenty of time to get this, join in. It's all craft. So we have a little camera, crochet hook, paint, colored pencil, needle, and thread so far, and then a jigsaw puzzle. So it's going to be all crafty themed, and you still have plenty of time to jump in, get the PDF version, kit it up yourself, and you could easily have this done before the next part drops. So, and now I'm thinking, somebody had said somewhere, I might have seen it on like a comment of an Instagram, that this looks like an E to them, and they think this is going to say create. That's, I don't even think it registered with me that that's an E. But how cute is this going to be? I love the colors. So that's Made to Create. I use this for some Stitchopoly. Stitchopoly is in the group Semi-Sane Stitchers. I should note that. I put in the description box below, I link to all of the groups that I participate in and may talk about. Stitchopoly is a game that's run in Semi-Sane Stitchers, and it's like Monopoly. You roll dice and you go around the board, and your goal is to get around as many times as you can, and each property is so many stitches. So you roll the dice, you move around the board, and you stitch that many stitches on any piece you want before you roll again and keep going around. So I'm going to be playing Stitchopoly all month. It's really fun. I don't know why, but it just motivates the heck out of me to get lots of stitching done. Our brains are weird. Our brains are fascinating and weird. Okay, the other thing that I was working on every day is my Inauguration Day start, Oh Joyous Day. I started this on Inauguration Day for our inaugural Stitch Day 2021, and jumped in and joined Zakia of Lady Wing Designs. She's doing a different piece. Love the piece she's doing, and she's going to continue working on her Inauguration Stitch Day for the first 100 days of the administration. So I was like, I'm in, because I love this piece. I want to keep working on it. So I've been working on this a little bit every day. Some days a little bit, some days a lot. And I'll show you where I've gotten to. Here we go. I think since I saw you last, I already had this pair done, I think. So I brought this border down, did these borders, and started this alphabet. One of the things I love about this is that there's a tiny little bit of specialty stitches scattered around. So those are little smearing acrosses over too. There's some smearing acrosses and some satin stitch up and around. So it's just enough to keep it interesting. Although the specialty stitches do make counting a little bit harder. So yeah, so that's where I am on my first 100 days, Sal. I still love this piece. Love it, love it, love it. And I will use that some for Stitchopoly. I probably won't use it for the big counts because I work on this just a little bit each day. So if I need to do like 300 stitches, I'm going to use probably something else. But for the smaller ones, I'll use it for Stitchopoly, or at the very least, I'll put a strand of floss in it every day. All right, so the other thing I was working on last week at the end of February was in January, the end of February. Last week was the end of January. It was the last week of Choose My WIP and semi-stain, and I was working on, for that, Zimmerman coverlet. This was also one of the projects that was pulled on my January WIP Go. My yearly goal on WIP Go for this is 12 days, is to work on it for 12 days this year. So I got 4 in last week, and I'm using my handy dandy little project tracker from S Word Designs. You can tell I clearly think this is going to take a while. I started it in 2020, and I clearly think it's going to take me a while because I put it on a 3-year tracker. But oh, I need to mark that last day. I worked on this 4 days. So I have 4 days worth of work on this. I did make a mistake and had to frog out a leaf, but it was fine. I am stitching this on a color and cotton, and this is the August 2020 fabric. It's not named. It was a special edition for Fabric Club. It's 36 count linen, and I'm stitching it with Gloriana silk in the color Rosewood. And once again, we have sun. What is happening? It was so cloudy. It was so cloudy when I sat down to record, and now we have sun. All right. And there is where I got to. That's good progress. This is some good progress because I had this part, and like 2 leaves. So I got this done, this whole flower, and all the rest of that flower in over the 3 days. So there we go, Zimmerman coverlet. And I am, if you're new here, this is by Modern Folk Embroidery. It is based off of a family heirloom that belongs to Ellen Reed of Maximum Cross Stitch Power Hour. And so he charted this up, reminiscent of this heirloom coverlet. And when you get the chart, it's this. So he shows it on the preview stitched 3 times, but this is what's charted. I'm doing mine as a drum. So this part here is going to be the top of the drum. And then I'm going to do this border down the side as the side of the drum. So that's how I'm doing mine. I cannot believe the sun's going to come in here. I hope it doesn't muck up colors and such. I could fix it. I have to hang up blankets. Here, y'all want to see what I'm dealing with here? I should have gone upstairs. I didn't even think about it. We don't really have curtains on these side windows. See, I'm going to show you. See? So to make it stop, I have to go hang blankets on the wall. So maybe the clouds will just move. It's a sunbreak. This is what we call in the Pacific Northwest a sunbreak. That would be a typical weather forecast. Showers intermixed with sunbreaks. It'll be raining here in a moment, don't you worry. Okay. So that was Zimmerman coverlet. And then on the 29th, I didn't work on this on the 29th because the 29th is Long Dog Leap Day. I think I might have to do something about the light. Hold on just a moment. Okay, just as I suspected, the clouds move and we have lost our sunbreak. All right. 29th. Where was I? I have cardinal points. So last year on Leap Day, I started this beauty sticker, Cardinal Points by Long Dog. Well, it's designed by Julia Line for the Gentle Arts. So it calls for all Gentle Art threads, designed by Julia Line of Long Dog Samplers. And a bunch of people joined me in starting a Long Dog that day, and we called it Long Dog Leap Day Sal. And we've given ourselves until the next Leap Day in 3 years to finish the piece. And I work on mine on the 29th of every month. I did have somebody ask when I posted this up on Instagram what I'm going to do in February this month. What am I going to do this month? Because there's no 29th. Obviously, it's not a leap year. And so I'm actually going to straddle the day. I like to work on my pieces on their birthday. So that way I touch every project I have at least once a year. And then I can touch it on its birthday and make sure I still like it and still want to work on it. So I would work on this on its birthday typically anyway. So I'm going to straddle the 29th. And since it's its birthday, I'm actually going to give this 2 days and work it on it on the 28th and March 1st. So, but this was the progress that I made in January. I'm stitching this on a white 36 count even weave with called for Gentle Art colors, with one exception. This color here was called for Sunflower. My Sunflower was exactly the same color as Gold Leaf. So I subbed this lighter yellow is Color and Cotton Autumn Gourd. So, because I wanted a little more contrast. But this is where I got to. I put in this little bit. I finished up the bottom of this little flower motif stitched here. There is a mistake. I will probably be leaving the mistake. It's one too long here on this end. I got this little doggy in, except he still needs his eye and his nose. This is a hard one, I feel like, to see progress on, because you pick a color. This is how I do it. I pick a color and I put it in, and then I try to find other places where that color is, right? So I put in, you know, this green here, and then I came up and put it up here. And so I don't know. I feel like this is a hard one to see progress on, but I am making progress. So there we go. And this is almost a page one finish. Actually, some of this runs over onto the other pages, the way the overlap is. But I think I just need to finish up this little bit here, and then everything on page one will be done. So that is Cardinal Points. I love this piece so much, especially right now when it is gray and dark, to have the bright colors. Love it, love it, love it. So Cardinal Points. I can't believe it's been almost a year since we started that Leap Day Sal. And last year, Leap Day was, I believe it was a Saturday. It was a Friday or a Saturday, and I was at a dance competition, and it was the last time my kids performed on stage. Yeah. This dance competition season doesn't really look like it's going to happen either. I just can't believe that's been a year. Can't believe it's been a year. But I do love that piece. Okay. So that brings us to the weekend. And on Sunday, getting another little sun break. On Sunday over the weekend, I got to participate in the Acorns and Threads Acorn Gathering, Gathering of Nuts. It is normally a very small event at the shop. I did not get to go last year, probably because dance. But it's normally just, it's a one-day event at the shop. I think I talked about this last week. So it's not really something that people would travel for. But this year, since it's virtual, they opened it up, and there were 200 people on the Zoom meetup on the virtual event on Sunday. Acorns and Threads does an amazing job, fantastic job with these virtual events. And we get a little project to work on, and we just stitch, and they had different guests to talk, but the big thing is the little project that you get. So this was this year's Acorn Gathering exclusive design. So this is exclusive to the Acorn Gathering. It'll probably be released, I would think, sometime next year maybe, but ours is from Froni Ritter Designs, and Froni was on the event. I think she had some eye surgery, so she was off camera, but showed us some other amazing stuff. She does a lot of things in jewelry findings. Anyway, this was the kit we got. So we got this along with, oh, I didn't bring the fabric. I've ended up picking different fabric. I had chosen linen, 32 count linen, which it was a beautiful piece of 32 count linen. I will definitely use it for something else. But on that day, I was just not feeling like stitching on linen. So I pulled a piece of that color and cotton Ada grab bag. So this is the color that I pulled. See, it's pretty close, right? But we got everything we needed to stitch it and to do a little finish. They even give us a whole skein of this color to do what am I trying to think of? Where you twist it up. I'm not going to come up with the word. Anyhow, Jolyn, who is the soft finisher from Acorns and Threads, did a really fun finish and then did a video of how to do that finish. So cool. Anyway, the one thing I wanted to point out about the design is this year is Acorn and Threads 25th anniversary. So the shop's been open 25 years, and Froni put in 25 acorns. Isn't that cool? To commemorate their 25 years. So I did start it that day, and this is as far as I got that day, because then I was just distracted. I have a hard time listening and watching a screen and stitching, so I actually picked up my socks and did a little vanilla sock, just going round and round sock knitting. But I did get started. So there is my Acorn Gathering start. And this is going to be a really fun, this is going to be a quick stitch. So I think I'm going to leave this out. I do want to get some other goals met before I come back to this, but that was a really fun event, and Acorns just does a fantastic job on their events, virtual and otherwise. So, and this is in one of my bags from the incomparable Diana. It is Kismet. I put it in this bag because someday we're going to get to meet in person and stitch. So it made me think of friends. Acorn Gathering. All right. And then I had a new start yesterday. So I've just been working on all of those things, kind of rotating them in and out for different events and Stitchopoly. And then yesterday I had a new start. I jumped in on the Waffle Sal. This was the exclusive pattern in the Black Needle Society Date with My Stitching box. So if you got the box and have this pattern, jump on. It's hashtag Waffle Sal. And I didn't notice when I first opened the pattern, but look. Have they signed them all? I think it's like my first signed pattern. Anyhow, this is super fun. It's charted in DMC, but I just went stash diving. I actually didn't have any of the DMC. Go figure. So I decided to put it on some of that 32 count opalescent white that I had showed the other day I got from Kitten Stitcher. I don't know why. I'm obsessed with opalescent white. Just seemed like it'd be fun for Valentine's Day. And then I just pulled colors that kind of looked in the same vein, but I think they're brighter. I think they're a little brighter than what's called for. The only thing I had even close to called for is I think it calls for 471. I had 470. So here is my palette and my progress. Whoop! There we go. So here's my palette. So 470. For the red, I'm using Color and Cotton Cherry. This came in the, this was specially dyed for the Frogwarts Year 1 box. See, I can tell because it looks like the Birdie Bots. Oh, it even says every flavor floss. So cute. So that's Cherry from the Frogwarts box. Then the pink is going to be Color and Cotton Cotton Candy. There's tiny little bit of yellow in this, so I'm going to use Daffodil. For the teal color, I'm using Color and Cotton Caribbean. Isn't that fun? And for the waffle bits, I'm using Victorian Motto Tarnished Copper Mug. So there we go. And needle minders also from the Date with My Stitching box. And there's my progress. Pretty good, huh? I have not decided yet if I am going to just do this top part that says Love You Waffle Lot, or if you can see it's like a mattress finish. So this is the bottom side, and then there's stitching, like a long piece of stitching that goes around the side. I haven't decided. I initially thought that I would do this for my hubby because he loves waffles. He and my oldest daughter love waffles. When she's home, they make Belgian waffles pretty much every Saturday, and they'll make a huge batch and throw some in the freezer so they can have waffles during the week. So I initially thought, oh, this would be really fun to do for my husband. But honestly, I would give that to him and he'd be like, what am I supposed to do with this? However, I think my oldest daughter would really like it. And she would even like this as like the mattress finish to use as a pin cushion because she sews. So I think I'm going to do this for my daughter. The question is, do I try to finish it up in time for Valentine's Day? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Or, you know, I just might give her to her some other time, maybe for her birthday, or I don't know. That is so cute. I love a hands-on design. I love Kathy's designs. This little kind of lacy border, so fun to stitch. So fun. So fun. So that's it. That's the WIPS. That's what I worked on this week. Works in progress. I didn't have any finishes. No finishes. No FFOs. Someday I will find some motivation to fully finish some things. I don't know when that day will be. I don't know why I'm having trouble. I got things all discombobulated. And I'm keeping this in the little project bag that came in the Date with My Stitching box. Can you tell I like their boxes? I love their boxes. If you're not a subscriber, there's a code, Martini5, on your first box. Okay. Oh, knitting. I did not do a lot of knitting this week. I did a little bit, but not a lot. I did work some on my sock during the Acorn Gathering. And so I'm very close. I'm up on the cuff. So you can see I just moved to the cuff on my second sock. I went ahead and put this, I did buy one size smaller needles. And I went ahead and moved to that one size smaller needle for the cuff, even though then it won't be the exact same as the first one. I kind of wanted to see if that was going to be enough of an adjustment or if I needed to go like 2 sizes smaller. So I'm getting very close to having an actual pair of socks to wear. That's exciting. And then I also started on the foot of the pair of socks for Becca. Look at that. She wanted just a pair of brown socks. She picked out this brown yarn. It is Stroll from Knit Picks in Grizzly Heather. That's the colorway on this. And I am doing, I'll find a picture. She picked out the socks that she wanted to do. I am doing the Chai Latte socks by Java Pearl Designs. That's CC Java Pearl on Instagram. I'll link all of her stuff below, and Geek Girls Knit and Cross Stitch on Flosstube. That's CC. She's amazing. She has tons of amazing sock patterns. But this is her, you can kind of see the pattern there. This is her Chai Latte. Her Chai Latte sock. So this is what Becca picked out. Now, the sock pattern is written for, it's made to complement self-striping sock yarn. So it's written that you change the pattern every time a new stripe color comes. It's kind of genius. I really want to do this pattern with self-striping yarn, but Becca wanted just plain brown socks. So what I decided to do is just change every 6 rows, because I figured that's about the width of a sock or a stripe for me, is about 6 rows. So I've just been switching every 6 rows. I only have like one of each pattern, and I actually goofed up a little bit and I was gonna pull it back, but Becca said, I can't tell, I don't care. So, and I decided these I put on the little 9-inch circulars after the toe increases, but since you do the second needle just in knit and you do the pattern just on the first needle, I decided it would be easier for me to leave these on magic loop. So I'm working the foot of Becca's socks on magic loop. I don't know if it's faster or slower, but that's what I'm doing. So that was all the knitting I did this week. I didn't get back to my inauguration shawl or the Brady cowl I'm doing. I keep buying more yarn. I need to knit faster, but I've been in a very stitchy place. So it's just been a little bit of knitting here and there. So I think I really want to finish up that other sock though this week. So plans, let's move to plans. That's everything I worked on. Let's talk plans, knitting plans. I want to finish up that vanilla sock and get those all like ends woven in and washed and blocked and wearing. And then I don't know. I mean, I'll work on Becca's socks, and I'd maybe like to get back to my inauguration shawl. I'd also really like to finish that Brady cowl because I feel like I'm getting close-ish to that. So knitting is very much more for me as the mood strikes me. As the mood strikes me, what do I feel like picking up? Whereas I feel like I'm a much more like structured plans with the cross stitching. So stitching plans this week. Stitchopoly, the February WIP Go projects were called. So February WIP Go is number 4. If you're not familiar with WIP Go, the group is linked below. It is Jessie Marie of Jessie Marie Does Stuff. It's her brain child. It's her baby. She has an actual little baby now, tiny little baby. So how she's getting stitching done is beyond me. It's very impressive. But you set up like a bingo board. It looks like a bingo board. Numbers get called each month. You put what projects are in there and what the goals are. My goals are all yearly goals. So I don't expect to hit my goals during the month which they are called. Projects that were called this month, however, I do focus on them a little bit during that month. I try to give them a little bit of good attention. So number 4 for me is Latte. It's a Mill Hill button and beads kit. It's on my board for a finish. That's my goal, because this is a 2019 project. And I just would like to get finished, and this is where I am. So yeah, this is totally doable to finish this year. Is this all done? I think all the stitching's done up here. I think a lot of the stitching's done here. So I need to get up here, this part, and beading. So this is going to be a Stitchopoly focus. So I'm going to work on this, I think, quite a bit going forward for Stitchopoly, and we'll see if I can get it finished this month. I feel like I could if I super focused on it. So this will be getting some work, but you hadn't seen it in a long time. So there it is. This is where I'm starting at the beginning of February for WIP Go project number 4. The other project that got called for WIP Go is enjoy the sunshine. So since this is one of my BAPs, one of my big awesome projects, it's on the board to get 12 days. This is a stitch along, mystery stitch along with Tempting Tangles. And this is where I am on it. I started last year. It started right about the same time as Hello Dear, and I just couldn't keep both of them up. I couldn't keep up to date on both of them at the same time. And since Hello Dear was a winter piece, I really focused on that one. But this is so pretty. This I'm stitching on Be Stitch Me in Lemon that Brandy dyed specifically for this stitch along. And then it's charted in Dinky Dyes, but I did a conversion to Mrs. Sada's silks. So there's my silk palette. So this too, I'm going to try to give a few good days work to this. My goal is 12 days, as I said, this year of work. And the little parts actually go quick. So I think I finished part 3. And I think they're on part 9, 12. I don't know. This finishes up in April, so it's not even all released yet. And each part is not big. Each part is 46 by 46. So I think that's right. Something like that. Each part is not very big. I feel like I could get some good progress. It's a pretty piece. It's got a really pretty verse about sitting, enjoying the sunshine and stitch, stitch, stitch. And that sounds lovely to me right about now. Okay, so those are the 2 WIP Go pieces that I am going to try to pull more often than not for Stitchopoly. I'll be getting Farewell to Anger out again this week. That's the full coverage rotation that I'm using for February Focus piece in Semi-Sane. And then I had the Waffle Lot start, and I have another start that I'm going to be making in the next day or so. I tried to resist the Dreaming Girl. The Dreaming Girl Cell by Barbara Anna Designs. I tried to resist because this has a 2-week release schedule. I knew I wouldn't stay up on top of it, but I love everything Barbara Anna. I love all of her things. And I was going to resist it until I got this that I showed, I think last week, in a color and cotton grab bag. I think even last week I said, oh, if Dreaming Girl will fit on this, I'm going to have to do it. I mean, it's going to be tight margins, but I don't care. I'm down for tight margins. She's totally going to fit on this. So that's getting started. However, I didn't have most of the called for colors. So I had to go get some of the DMC. So I went and got DMC yesterday. You can see they're not even bobbinated. So this is going to get started in the next couple weeks. I am converting her skin tone. So I got all the called for colors because I think it's hard for me to tell. Like, she's very fair skinned, very peachy fair skinned. I think some of her skin tone colors are used elsewhere, like maybe over here. So I went ahead and got those, but I wanted to darken her up a bit, and because representation matters. And I used Lord Libidan's. I will link his blog below. He has a fantastic resource for skin tones. So I use that as a jumping off point. Barbara Anna has 4 colors in her skin tone. So these are the 4 I'm going to be using for her skin. So this is the highlight. And then this is mid-tone. And then these are the 2 darker tones. So that's what I'm going to be using for her skin tone. Michelle Bendy started this 2 days ago because this dropped on the 1st. A lot of people started it on the 1st. I didn't have supplies ready yet, so as usual, I'm behind. It's fine. It's It's fine. I figure I'm just enabling all of you who are like, oh, anyone who thinks, oh, I would have liked to have done that, but I missed the start of it. No, you didn't. Start it when you can. However, Michelle started hers on the 1st, and you have to go check out her conversion. It is just jaw dropping. She did a conversion to an Indigenous woman, and hers is a craftivism piece to raise awareness for missing and murdered Indigenous women. And it is wow. So you have to go check it out. I'll link her Instagram below because it is amazing, so admirable, and just do some Googling. Unfortunately, I was aware of the problem because living in Seattle, we are surrounded and living on tribal land. So there are a lot of tribes around us. So unfortunately, I was well aware of the problem of missing and murdered Indigenous women. It's a real problem. But I was aware of it because we have so many tribes around us, and actually, like, we're living on their land. Oh, so do some Googling, do some of your own research about the missing and murdered Indigenous women, because it will probably, it should shock you. If it doesn't shock you, the violence that Indigenous women endure, it should. However, since I brought up, I'm looking for the app, the fact that we're living here, just about everybody is living on land that was stolen from Native Americans. You can look up and see what tribe's land you're living on. There is a fantastic app. I'm going to show you what it looks like. It's called Native Land. That's what it looks like. So mine's already in here. So of course it's going to show you exactly where I live. It's fine. I live on Duwamish land, which is most of Seattle. Chief Seattle was Duwamish. So you can see Duwamish here. And then the rest of this is coastal Salish land. I'm very close. I live in Redmond, Washington. You can come stalk me, whatever. I live very close to Salish coastal land, but we're on Duwamish land. You can pay rent to the tribe whose land you are on. And you can find out how to do that through this app, Native Land. So we pay monthly rent, my family and I do, to the Duwamish tribe. And I'm sure that every tribe is set up differently, but the Duwamish use that rent for community services, health services, women's services. So I'm not saying you have to go pay rent to whatever tribe's land you're living on, but I think it's worth knowing. Who was on the land before my subdivision was on this land. Whose land was this stolen from? So it's just a cool app. There's lots of information about the different tribes. Check it out. Native Land. Okay. And I'm going to be starting Dreaming Girl. All that to say, I'm starting Dreaming Girl at some point in the next few days. I do want to get started on Whip Go pieces a little bit, since I didn't start Dreaming Girl the day the sale started. I'll get to it, but that will be a start soon. But I think that's all the starts that I have planned. I started a lot of stuff in January. I think I started 6, 7 different projects in January. And originally I was thinking February would be like, finish it February. And I would try to finish some stuff. So far I'm starting things, but we'll see. Hopefully I can still finish some stuff as well. Hopefully finishing as well. I did get some things in the mail. Do we want to see some? I keep buying yarn. Let's move to stash. And the very top of this is yarn. So I got a couple yarny things. Actually, this I think I mentioned last week but I didn't have it with me. I got from Fangirl Fibers one of their Valentine mystery sets called I Love You, I Know. Star Wars. Oh, Star Wars. See, Star Wars. Love Star Wars. And it was a mystery skein with a mini. So it was kind of a mystery sock set, along with, she sent some candy, chocolate for Valentine's Day, a stitch marker. So this is from Fangirl Fibers. So there's Han and Leia, I love you. Love it. And this is the sock set. Look how good that is. I love that it's Valentine's Day and orange. It's like orange and red and maroon. Look how good those go together. I need to knit faster. I need to knit faster. So this will be a set of socks for me. I Love You, I Know sock set. And that was from Fangirl Fibers. She still has, I think, like 2 or 3 sets left of her Bridgerton Advent. This yarn feels lovely. I did buy the Advent, Bridgerton Advent box that she's putting out in July. So I did pre-order that. And there's a few left. So you can go get it, Fangirl Fibers. Okay. I also got, apparently, I am not that much of a Valentine's Day person. We don't celebrate Valentine's Day really in my house. Like I do a little fun thing for the kids, but my husband and I in general don't celebrate Valentine's Day, but I apparently felt like buying a bunch of Valentine's Day yarn. Because I also ordered some yarn from the Valentine's Day release from the Lemonade Shop. So I got this one. It's more red. It's looking very orange, and I think that that's just because of the red background and my ring light. I'm not real sure. But it's red and pink and white, and this is called Dr. Love's Love Testometer. It's looking way brighter than it is. It really is like a candy apple red. And then I also picked up the Valentine's Day 2021 mini skein set. I mean, look at these colors. How amazing is that? There's a coral, a pink, light pink speckle, a hot pink. This is kind of a really pale pink with speckles and a red. And I think, well, one, I just love this, but I think I thought maybe with these I could do a Land of Sweets cowl. It's not quite enough, but if I paired this with it and did like one section in this, and then a section in a mini, and then a section in this, a section in a mini, then it would be enough for a Land of Sweets cowl. So I'm trying to decide if this will be socks with a contrasting heel, and then I have a couple other yarns that these would match with for contrasting heels, or if I'm going to do a Land of Sweets cowl. What do we think? What do we think? I mean, this would be a bright, fun Land of Sweets cowl, wouldn't it? I think I'm kind of leaning towards that. We'll see. I mean, I have other yarn, like knitting projects I haven't even cast on yet. All right, what else did I get in the mail? I got, not this project bag, but I put it in this project bag because I got from Brandy at Bestitch Me. I had custom ordered a piece of fabric to restart my Merry & Bright piece on. This is, if you've been with me for a while, you probably remember this is a Ship's Manor piece called Merry & Bright. And I've got all of the beautiful Ship's Manor yarn, floss that were specially dyed for this piece. I love it. I love it. And I was stitching it on this piece of Mystic Picture This Plus linen, and I hated it. I mean, I love the color. It's gorgeous. I could not stitch on it. My stitches look cruddy. It was hard. I never wanted to work on the piece because of the fabric. And so I finally said, I need to switch the fabric. I need to switch the fabric. And so I placed a custom order with Brandy. I sent her a picture of this and I said, can you do an 18 count Ada? 18? Yeah, an 18 count Ada for me. And she came back and said, I can. It's probably not going to be that dark because Ada doesn't take colors that dark, which I knew. Like, I knew that you can't, it's almost impossible to get Ada this dark. It's just the nature of the fabric. She said, but I think I can get close. Well, she did an amazing job. Brandy did it again. And this is my custom dark navy 18 count piece for, I mean, how good are these gonna look on there? So is it as dark as the Mystic? No. Is it gonna look amazing? Am I gonna happily stitch on it and actually get this piece stitched? Yep. So I'm so excited. I don't know when I'm gonna restart this. I'm thinking maybe Jolly July. I thought that if I got the fabric in time for 12 days of Christmas stitching, I would restart it then. Look how good that looks. I'm so excited. But now I think I'm going to just restart this. This will be my Jolly July piece. Will be my restart of Merry and Bright. But so that came today. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Brandy. She's fantastic. Her fabrics are fantastic. I'll link her website and group below. Okay, so that came. I also got from Threads Entwined, I got, I think these are December and January Color and Cotton thread clubs. Color and Cotton was a little backed up. We all know how the supply issues and shipping has been going. So I got 2 months of my thread club from Threads Entwined. Oh man, some of these would have been really good for, oh, see, look, Dahlia. That's such a good color. Dark indigo. I love having these Color and Cotton in, this is a great color. That look at that daffodil. That one's really pretty. I might have to rethink what I have kitted for Drama Llama. So I get my Color and Cotton through Threads Entwined, and I saw she posted that she has a couple openings in her 5 and 10 skein clubs. So I'll link Threads Entwined below. I don't know if she still has them. That was a couple days ago that she posted she had openings, but I love getting the Color and Cotton. You just pet the threads. Pet the threads. So those came. And then I also got an pre-order I had placed with Abby at Top Knot Stitcher. Abby's kind of my, I don't know why, Abby's kind of my go-to because she has such great service. She's my go-to for like pre-ordering things, especially like a series. Like if I know I'm going to get all of a series, Abby always has, not every new release, but she has a lot of new releases in her shop that you can pre-order when she knows that release is coming. That way you just know you're getting it. And this is the one I went in particular looking for, was Beth's Twists Next Door. I wish you lived next door. I love this piece. There's a lot of stitchy friends I wish lived next door. So I wanted to pre-order this, so I did. And then I also put on pre-order, pre-ordered this one from Hands On Design. It's a new release with this needle, Ivy Thread. It's a needle card case. That's what she calls it. Needle card case and a spool fob. I probably won't do the spool fob, though it's awfully cute. But I swear, I keep saying I need a needle book or some kind of needle case. My needles are just, they're stuck everywhere. They're in little baggies. It's horrible. And I keep buying patterns for needle cases. I should actually stitch one, but I love this one. And look, it came with the little needle charms and spool charm to do the finishing. How cute is this? And it's not that big. The needle card case is 79 by 77. That's tiny. I should just start that. I should just start it. I could probably, that could be finished up real quick, right? We're gonna put it over there because I'm gonna kit that and start that. And then Abby was having a sale on all of her Blackbird designs. So I couldn't resist, and I finally broke down and got last Christmas morning. So that's the Happy Mail from Abby, Top Knot Stitcher. She has fantastic service, best needle minders in town. I'll link Abby's shop below, Top Knot Stitcher shop. I think that's it. Okay, so last thing is giveaway. So last week I was giving away these beautiful Fiberlicious silks that she so kindly sent to me. In the meantime, since I saw you last week, Fiberlicious has posted up their February Fabric of the Month colors and Threads of the Month. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna need them. Just think cherry blossoms. Beautiful. Go check them out. Anyway, so I was giving away this set of silks, and the winner is Quilt Ma Sue. Quilt Ma Sue, you won! So I'm going to send these to you. I just sent out like the past 3 weeks worth of giveaway winners. So if you won something in the past few weeks, it went out in the mail yesterday. I just got a little behind. It happens. But Quilt Ma Sue, these are headed to you. Okay, so what's the giveaway for this week? I was going through my stuff and I saw this and just knew it was the perfect giveaway for this week. It is because Valentine's Day is coming up, and apparently I'm doing Valentine's Day stitching, but I also love Bendy's Dreaming Girl. And so I thought I would give away, this was my copy. I stitched this last year on apparently 28 count petals Lugana fabric because I stuck the sticker for my fabric on the chart. So this is a used chart. It's a really fun little stitch. I don't think I've FFO'd mine. I should do that before Valentine's Day. But so this is a Pass the Stash of Michelle Bendy's love chart. So if you want to win this, one, please be 18. Make sure you have filled out my Google Happy Mail form. It's linked in the description box below. You only have to fill it out once, but if you haven't filled it out, I don't have your address, so you can't win. And use the comment love. Love put that in your comment. LOVE. Maybe tell me if you celebrate Valentine's Day. Are you a Valentine's Day celebrator? Do you celebrate love? Do you celebrate your friends that you love? This is this week's giveaway. All right. That's it. I think that's everything. Good heavens, that ought to be everything. We did it all. We did WIPS, didn't have any finishes, plans, some opinions this week. Never know what you're going to get. Hope everyone is having the best week that they can, and I will see you back here next week for some more stitchy goodness. Cheers.